When it comes to music production, there are certain things that we sometimes do or feel inclined to do that actually make us less effective as a producer. What are those things where we need to be more mindful and sometimes even do what's counterintuitive to be more effective again? Let's talk about that. When we first begin with making music, that's when we feel like we need a lot of direction from other people. And it's true, we need direction. There's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes we just turn to the advice of the internet, and it's full of advice, right? Some of it is good, some of it is not. And so what happens oftentimes is that people come up with rules. This is how you have to do something. And then we think we have to apply that to our music as well because, well, they said that, right? And so it has to be true. I mean, they've got a lot of followers, they may be very successful as well. So we try to apply all of these rules to our music. But music is about more than just rules. In my opinion, it's more about using your ears, your style, and your common sense. Okay? And so if you have to do anything at all with rules, then come up with your own rules. When you feel like you have to put in more hours and work harder, work longer, then maybe it's time to do what's counterintuitive, right? Because I used to compare myself a lot to other producers and how successful they are. And so I wanted some success as well. So how do I get there? Maybe it's just by upping my hours, right? But it's not necessarily true that that's going to help you to get there. And so my point here is keep and maintain a healthy balance with other priorities in your life. So take care of your relationships and take care of your health, because if your life is out of balance, it will hurt your productivity and it will certainly make you less effective. Is it better to make music every day or to have long sessions of making music? I think the everyday is your better choice. Why? Because if you make music every day, you start building a strong routine. And that routine is necessary to build more confidence. And confidence is necessary to have more momentum towards your goals as a producer. I think so. Being more consistent helps you to stick to your plan. Okay? And the other thing is that if you're not consistent and you have those long sessions of making music, then your focus starts to wear off after a while. And so if you do music every day, I think then you can go at it with fresh ears and with a stronger focus. I think that as human beings, we all tend to compare ourselves to others to some extent. But there is such a thing as excessive comparison. And so if you're excessively comparing yourself to others, then you're probably a perfectionist as well, right? So you're trying to get things perfect, but perfectionism makes it really hard to get stuff done. And so we need to focus more on getting stuff done and finish projects than it is to getting things perfect, right? So if you want to change your thinking and be less of a perfectionist, then maybe it's time to change your goals. And if that means to lower your goals, then do it, right? It's better to have lower goals and feel more motivated with that than to have high goals that put you under a lot of pressure where you really can't perform. The kind of goals that you have as a producer is really important. So focus more on putting out great music rather than on numbers. Because the followers that you have, they may be important, but they're not as important as focusing on making people feel connected to your music. So why? Because numbers and followers, they're oftentimes just external motivation. But that means if you're focused on external motivation, you'll lose passion at some point if those followers are there or if they're not there, right? And so you want to keep going as a producer. That means you need some sort of internal drive and internal motivation. So music needs to be fun for you and fulfilling. And it only is that if you have the right kind of goals. And so I think the right kind of goal is to put out great music to make people feel connected. So that's everything I wanted to talk about today. And so I hope you liked it. If you did, then give it a thumbs up, this video. And if you want to also, you can leave a comment down below this video. I'd be happy to talk about a few things that you want to talk about as well. So I'll see you soon.